subscribers, welcome back to today's session. A very good evening to all of you. So children, we are here for the revision session of the Kingdom Protista. Yes, we have already gone through towards the biological classification. We have already discussed about the Kingdom Protista Monera, but I wanted to just revise and have this one short revision of the protestas, the characteristics, the classes of the protesta, and all the things related to the Kingdom Protesta we're going to discuss in today's session. So let's start our today's session. Before that, let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam Khan. I'll be your biology expert for the session 2023, and we're going to discuss all the amazing and interesting topics related to the botany and of course the plants, which I know is difficult and you do not get it easily, but do not worry. The revision is going to only help you to get all the things once again, revise everything, because these chapters of your syllabus are totally towards less conceptual and more of an understanding and of course more of a remembrance to grasp it. So be it plant kingdom, be it biological classification, Kingdom Protista, Monera, fungi, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, like we have already completed so many topics related to this. What do you have to do, children? You have to just keep on revising everything. It's going to help you benefit a lot, because these chapters are something which slips off the mind very easily. So the revision is going to help you go through everything once again and remember everything once again. And do not forget to join our in the Embibe app, so that you can basically even go through all the chapters and also solve so many questions which are available. So please do join us on the Embibe app. So let's start our today's session. Let's start the revision of the Kingdom Protista. Yes, talking about the Kingdom Protista, children, the very first thing we're going to do about is that yes. So children, the chapter which is the biological classification, we have so many topics to be covered in this particular chapter. Yes, we have already discussed so many chapters, but today's topic is totally related to the Kingdom Protista. A quick revision of everything we have gone through or every classes we have attended. So yes, today it's all about the Kingdom Protista. What we're going to cover? We're going to basically cover all the concept of the related to the protesta, be it the what are the photosynthetic protists, what are the chrysophytes, what are the diatoms, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and of course slime molds, amoeboid protozoans, and ciliated, flagellated. Everything which we have done in the previous session, we're going to revise everything once again. So without wasting any time, let's start a revision. The very first thing, children, is of course in the previous sessions of the protesta you have learned about the 5 kingdom classification. We have initially kept the moneras in the Kingdom Protista, but later on we have divided both of them. We have kept bacteria in the Kingdom Monera and we have kept the protesta in the protestants in the Kingdom Protista. Okay, so the reason basically, the bacteria is typically autotrophic or heterotrophic and they have their different mode of nutrition. Kingdom Monera is also further divided into archaebacteria and eubacteria. Yes, so in the revision session of the Monera, I have explained you all the things related to the monerans. Yes, in the revision session, we're going to discuss all the things related to the protesta. Yes, we have already done the revision of the Kingdom Monera. Moving forward, children, discussing about this protesta we have. So children, can you name a single-celled eukaryote? Yes, can you name a single-cellular eukaryote? These protestants are single cellular, but they are eukaryotic. Yes, they are eukaryotes which do not have a primitive cellular structure, which have advanced cellular structure, yet they can be single-celled. Yes, the protestants are single-celled eukaryotes. Moving forward, discussing about the Kingdom Protista, what we have? We're going to basically discuss about what is Kingdom Protista. The characteristics of the Kingdom Protista is that they are typically single-celled eukaryotes and they are mostly aquatic. Yes, they are not found on the lands, they are completely present on the aquatic, they are completely aquatic organisms. Yes, since they are eukaryotes, they have this well-defined nucleus. Of course, because have advanced eukaryotes means advanced nucleus, they have this advanced nucleus, and all the membrane-bound cell organelles are present in the protistans. They have, for the movement of their body, they have the cilia and the flagella. Yes, the cilia and flagella are present on their body for their body movement, for capturing the prey, and of course movement towards the food also. What are the ways of reproduction? They can reproduce asexually and as well as sexually. Both are the methods feasible for the protista. They can reproduce through asexual methods and they can reproduce through the sexual methods. Yes, they includes the group of protistans are the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids and slime molds, and of course the protozoans. One by one we are going to discuss about the characteristics of all the groups related to the protista. So these are the basic characteristics of the kingdom protista. Moving forward, discussing more about the different groups existing in the protista, the very first thing we are going to discuss about the chrysophytes. Yes, what are the chrysophytes? The chrysophytes, children, is the diatoms, which includes the diatoms and the golden algae. Yes, the chrysophytes are including the diatoms and the golden algae. They are found in the fresh water and of course the marine environments. What are the freshwater bodies? You know, the river, ponds are all the freshwater bodies, and of course the seas and the oceans are the marine habitats. So the chrysophytes are present in the freshwater as well as the marine environments. Okay, they are microscopic. Yes, they are very small, very little, they are very microscopic, and they flow passively with the water currents. The chrysophytes, they are typically very minute, they are very microscopic, and they passively float with the water currents. Yes, the diatoms, the very important thing about the diatoms is about their whole cell wall. Yes, they have a cell wall which is basically made of silica and two thin overlapping shells. Yes, the cell wall of the chrysophyte is made up of the silica, and due to which it shines a lot. Yes, that's why it's also known as golden algae, because it is also appearing a very shiny structure because of the silica. So cell wall consists of a silica and have two overlapping thin shells, and this whole, they spread a lot and they basically form these big structure, which is also called as a diatomaceous earth, is formed due to the accumulation. This is wall. The cell wall keeps on accumulating, and they form this huge structures called diatomaceous earth, which basically have this over 1 billion of years deposition. And the chrysophytes are the chief producers of the oceans. What are the producers? Which undergo the process of photosynthesis, or also known as autotrophs. So the chief producers of the oceans are the chrysophytes. So this is one of the groups of the protista. We have already discussed this in the class. This is a quick revision of the chrysophytes. Moving on to the next group of the diatoms, which is the dinoflagellates. Yes, the another group, another members of the protista is the dinoflagellates. Again, they are mostly marine and they are also photosynthetic. They are majorly found in the salt habitat, which is the seas and the oceans. They are completely marine and they are photosynthetic because they create their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Yes, there is a pigment in their cell wall which makes the ability for them to basically go and do the photosynthesis, the appearance of the pigments in their cell walls. Yes, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and they have the plates of cellulose on the outer surface. Again, the chrysophytes, the cell wall was made up of silica, but in the dinoflagellates, the cell wall is made up of cellulosic plates. Yes, once again, the dinoflagellates, the name itself is very clear, the flagellates. So yes, they will be having what? A flagella for the movement. Yes, they have two flagella. The red dinoflagellates, they multiply very rapidly and they causes the Red Sea, the red tides. The red tide sometimes is because of the accumulation of the red dinoflagellates which have red color pigment in them, and they also release certain toxins which can kill the other marine animals. Yes, this red tide red pigment is because the red dinoflagellates, and they also release certain kind of toxins which can kill the other marine animals. And the examples of dinoflagellates are glycoguanox and ceritum are the two examples of dinoflagellate. So this is the second member of, or the second groups of protistans. Now moving on to the third group of the protistans, we have the other euglenoids. So talking about the euglenoids, children, these are mostly freshwater organisms. Yes, they are mainly found in the freshwater, the ponds, the rivers, the lakes. The euglenoids are majorly found in the freshwater areas. Yes, and of course in the stagnant water. So these places the water is more still, they are stagnant. So euglenoids also found in the stagnant water conditions. Yes, instead of cell wall, they have a pellicule which makes their body flexible, which is of course a unique feature which is not found in a dinoflagellates. And of course the chrysophytes, the euglenoids have a flexible structure, a flexible body structure due to the presence of the pellicule. Yes, they have once again two flagella, which is a unique feature also because one flagella is very long and the other flagella is short. The short and the long flagella is only present in the euglenoids. Yes, once again they are all again photosynthetic because there is a presence of sunlight. In the absence of sunlight, they are heterotrophs. So basically they can undergo through both the type of nutrition. They could be heterotrophs and could be autotrophs given the conditions of the sunlight. If the sunlight is present, they can prepare their own food, but if the sunlight is not there, they feed on the other smaller organisms. The pigment which is basically present in the euglenoids which help them to do the photosynthesis is exactly similar to the higher organisms. What do the higher organisms have? The higher organisms have chlorophylls. So the pigment which is present in the euglenoids is absolutely similar to the pigment present in the higher plants. And the very famous example of the euglenoids is of course the euglena. As you can see also, this is how it basically looks like. There is a flagella which is long, there is a pellicule body covering which makes it more flexible, and you are majorly found in the freshwater bodies. And the other group of the protista we have to is the slime molds. Yes, the slime molds is the another group of the protistans. They are completely saprophytic. Initially slime molds was thought to be kept in fungi, yes, because they have very much behavior like a fungi, but after that it was kept in the protistans due to certain features. What are the features? That they are completely saprophytic protist. Yes, all the other protistans are completely autotrophics, but this is the only protistan which is a saprophytic, feeding on the dead and decaying material. Yes, it engulfs the organic material and forms an aggregation just like the fungus. It forms the aggregation of formation of a plasmodium during the favorable condition, but during the unfavorable condition, plasmodium divides and forms fruiting bodies which bears spores. So during the unfavorable condition, when the conditions are not favorable, they form a plasmodium like structure to survive under certain not so favorable condition or condition which are not favorable for the formation of the spores. But when the condition, the other outside conditions are stable, they form the spore bearing body which basically have fruiting bodies which bears spores. These spores have true walls which is highly resistant to the adverse condition. Yes, these spores which are being formed by the fruiting bodies of the slime molds, they are highly resistant to the adverse condition, and that is why they germinate also, and they can be spread through the air or the water through the air currents. Yes, the examples of the slime mold is the Physum and the Lycoda and the Tobifera. As you can see, Lycogola, this is how it looks like. Physarum, this is how it looks like, and this Stemontes and the Tubifera, these are all the examples of the slime molds. So the only nature which basically let us keep this on the other of the protistans, not keeping in the fungi, because still possesses a feature like fungi, which is a saprophyte, and also the plasmodium formation, which is also a unique feature of the fungi, but it was kept in the kingdom protista. Yes, the other protistans we are yet to discuss, we have the protozoans, the other protozoans, and there are several there are other groups of the protozoans also. So protozoans are completely heterotrophs, and they are either predators or they are parasites. Either they are hunting or they are feeding on the other animals. Yes, this is the earliest form of animals. The protozoans are the earliest form of animals, and the four major groups of the protozoans is the amoeboid protozoans, flagellated protozoans, ciliated protozoans, and the last is the sporozoans. Each and every group has this unique features, and they basically have the unique characteristics which is not related to one another. So let's explore each and every group of the protozoans. Let's first of all learn about the amoeboid protozoans. Talking about the amoeboid protozoans, they are majorly found in the freshwater, seawater, or in the moist condition. Yes, the amoeboid protozoan name is also very clear. They look like an amoeba. Yes, amoeboid protozoans, and they basically mention in the seawater, marine habitat also, freshwater also can be found in the moist soil. They have the pseudopodia for the movement and the catching of the prey. What is pseudopodia? Also known as false feet. It also helps in the capturing of the prey and also for the movement of the body. Exactly similar to the amoeba. Yes, it is exactly similar to the amoeba, the presence of the pseudopodia. They have a silica shells on the surface of the protozoans, which are majorly found in the marine habitat. The protozoans, the amoeboid protozoans which are found in the marine habitat, have the silica shells over it. Yes, and some of them are parasite. For example, the ant amoeba is actually, is an parasite which sometimes live in the human body, causing the amoebic dysentery. Yes, so this is about the amoeboid protozoans. Moving on to the next group of the protozoans, next we have the flagellated protozoans. The flagellated protozoans have this, the name itself is very clear, having the flagella for the movement. They are completely free living and parasitic. They have flagella for the movement, and the most parasitic protozoan is trypanosoma, which causes the sleeping sickness. Yes, the sleeping sickness is caused by the protozoans which is called the trypanosoma. Yes, it's a free living and completely parasitic, feeds on the host body. The other group of the protozoans, we have the ciliated protozoans. What is the ciliated protozoans? They are completely aquatic and they have cilia for the movement. That's why they are known as ciliated protozoans, and they have a cavity which opens outside the cell surface. The synchronized movement, they have this synchronized movement, like the cilia brings water with the food to carry to the cavity. So if there is ever a food vacuole, or if ever there is a food lying around it, the cilia will basically go around it and basically capture the food. So the synchronized movement is basically because of this cilia and this cavity opening, which curves around the particular food to basically engulf it. And the most common example of the ciliated protozoan is the paramecium. Yes, the other protozoan of next is the sporozoans, which is the last part of the protozoans, which is the sporozoans. As you know, this is basically the most common, as you know, it causes the most common diseases, which is the malaria. Yes, the sporozoans causes the malaria. It is a very diverse organism and is basically the sporophytic stage, the spore-like stage causes the malaria in the other humans. In the humans, of course, the example of the malaria is the sporozoan and of course the plasmodium. The sporophyte stage in the malaria life cycle causes the malaria. So this is about the all protozoans, all the group of protozoans and their characteristics. Moving forward, children, next we have a question for you which have to identify the protozoan and connect them to the respective groups. Yes? Paramecium, which is a ciliated protozoan, amoeboid protozoan, trypanosoma, flagellated, sporozoan, plasmodium. Yes, connect all them with their respective protozoan. Yes. Yes, select all the characteristic feature of the kingdom protista. These are single-cell eukaryote, present with a well-defined nucleus and membrane, reproduce only sexually. Yes, correct all, select the particular correct one among them. So this is all about the protista. We have basically gone through every particular group of the protistans in detail, discussed about their characteristics, what are the chrysophyte, digenophlates, euglenoids, slime molds, and of course the group of protozoans also. We have seen the protistas have the well membrane bound organelles and they have this well defined nucleus. They can reproduce both sexually as well as asexually, and there are several groups of the protista, which is the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and of course the protozoans. Each and every member of the protista possess certain kind of a unique characteristics which is different from the one another. Yes. So children, this is all about today's session. Next we're going to discuss about the kingdom which have the heterotropic eukaryotes. The other kingdom would be related to the heterotropic eukaryotes. We have already discussed about this. You can basically found it in the past Embibe classes, which is the kingdom fungi. And the last, children, you know this is the Embibe app, which is the one-stop solution for your all academic problems. You can basically go and log in through your phone number and you will land on this page. As you click on this neat, select your school examination, select CBSE, select your respective class, select your respective language, and you land on this page. As you click on the home page button, you go on the Embibe live classes and you land on this page. These are the upcoming classes for today and these are the classes for the next 7 days. You can learn, you can practice, and you can test yourself and you can see how much progress you have made. And last, children, this is the Embibe Lens app. What you have to do, you just have to scan the text, highlight all the keywords and see everything in the 3D. We will meet again with the another revision session. Until then, take care, keep imbibing, bye-bye.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.